Good afternoon. We do have some patchy fog still lingering around the area. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies and a high near 53 for Sioux Falls, 46 in Aberdeen, 51 in Pierre, and 60 in Rapid City. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies. The winds are going to stay light, 35 Sioux Falls, 31 with a few sprinkles in Aberdeen, 32 in Pierre, and 41 in Rapid City. Our temperatures stay near normal through the weekend, and we'll take a closer look coming up as we begin midday in KELOLAND.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, Midday in KELOLAND.
New this midday, details on an animal abuse case in Brookings. Plus,
Israeli forces say they're moving deeper inside Gaza. I'm Natalie Brand with the latest on the Americans trying to leave the war zone.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. We have an update on an animal abuse case in Brookings, allegedly involving 35 cats and dogs. Deborah and Jordan Schulte will be on probation for the next 3 years. Both women pleaded guilty to one count of animal abuse, and the other charges filed against them were dismissed. Brandon Schulte's case is still making its way through court. He's scheduled to be back in court next week. Following a September raid, a sign on their home said the property was condemned. Court documents say the inside of the home was caked with feces and there were holes in the floor. Authorities told us the vet who examined the animals said they were malnourished and suffered from the worst case of fleas he's ever seen. Deputies from the Hamlin County Sheriff's Office responded to a two-vehicle crash on Wednesday. Both vehicles were driving on U.S. Highway 81 after 5 p.m. when a pickup truck hit the back driver's side door of a car. The truck then went into the east ditch, collided with a traffic sign before coming to a stop. No one was injured. One driver was cited for careless driving. The crash is being investigated. In weather, looks like a pleasant Thursday and a promising weekend in store, right, Megan?
That it is. We are actually dealing with some fog this morning as well, still like in Mobridge right now at 31 degrees. That's south wind at 11 miles an hour, and there is some reduced visibility, so slow down if you get in some fog. And in Huron, also some fog still, 30 degrees, east winds at 6 miles an hour. Here's a look at our current visibilities, down to around 2 in Huron, 5 in Aberdeen and Pierre, 8 miles in Sioux Falls, and 6 in Brookings. We do have some warmer air on the way. Right now, 40 degrees in Yankton, 31 in Watertown, 42 in Phillip, and 53 degrees in Custer. Our winds are light right now at 5 to 15 miles an hour out of the southeast, which is bringing in some warmer air as we head through the rest of this afternoon. On satellite, there is that fog between Huron, Aberdeen, and Mobridge. It is slowly lifting, but it is not clearing out quite yet. Nothing is coming out of the clouds we do have on KELOLAND Live Doppler, and the next chance comes as a few light sprinkles overnight in Aberdeen. So for today, partly cloudy skies, that light south breeze, 53 in Sioux Falls, 46 in Aberdeen, 51 in Pierre, and 60 in Rapid City. And these temperatures are back to near normal. Then for tonight, the winds are going to stay light. We'll have mostly cloudy skies, 35 in Sioux Falls, 31 where we could see a few light sprinkles in Aberdeen, 32 in Pierre, and 41 in Rapid City. And those near normal temperatures stick around for tomorrow with partly cloudy skies. The winds switch around, still light from the north now, 53 in Sioux Falls, 43 in Aberdeen, 49 in Pierre, and 52 in Rapid City. We keep our near normal temperatures through the weekend, but we do have a chance of a few light rain showers coming by the end of the weekend and first part of next week. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit.
Sounds good. Thank you, Megan. The CDC finds that in South Dakota, around 35% of adults are obese. One tool available to help certain people is bariatric surgery.
Patients whose body mass index, BMI is how we refer to that, between 30 and 35 with a health issue like high blood pressure, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, qualify for surgery. And then if your BMI is greater than 35, you actually don't need to usually have that comorbidity depending on your insurance.
Coming up in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Lauren Solik introduces us to a winter man who recently underwent bariatric surgery. Find out how it's given him a new outlook on life tonight. By Vice President Kamala Harris is spending her final day in London, wrapping up a global summit on artificial intelligence today. During her time overseas, Harris has met with other world leaders, including UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who is hosting the summit. The White House says the summit is meant to come up with global norms and standards on the best practices for AI, so the new technology is used in the best interest of the public. Hundreds of Americans who have been trapped in Gaza have begun to leave the war-torn territory today, while President Joe Biden has called for a humanitarian pause in the fighting. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
For the third day in a row, Israeli airstrikes hit a densely populated refugee camp in Gaza, killing and injuring civilians. This boy cried, "We did nothing wrong." Israel said previous strikes at the camp killed dozens of Hamas fighters, including a senior commander behind the October 7th terror attacks, adding that tunnels Hamas constructed under the camp led to further building collapses. And this dash cam footage captured a Hamas rocket slamming into the Israeli city of Ashdod, wounding 3 people. Mr. President. At a fundraiser in Minnesota last night, a woman identifying herself as a rabbi interrupted President Biden to demand a ceasefire. In response, the president called for a humanitarian pause in the fighting to allow hostages to get out of Gaza. Earlier in the evening, he affirmed Israel's right to defend itself.
And it needs to do so in a manner that is consistent with international and humanitarian law that prioritizes the protection of citizens.
Some Americans trapped in Gaza for nearly 4 weeks are finally making their way home. The border with Egypt opened yesterday to foreign nationals and Palestinians with dual citizenship, but the situation at the crossing remains fluid.
Internet has been cut off for the past 3 weeks.
Palestinian American Suzanne Bessillo was visiting family when the war started.
I'm leaving a lot of people that I love behind. I don't know if I'm ever going to see them again.
She is one of about 400 Americans in Gaza who the State Department has been trying to get out. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken leaves today for another trip to Israel. The trip comes amid growing outrage from allies in the region. Now, today, Bahrain recalled its ambassador to Israel a day after Jordan did the same.